And welcome back. We're picking up where we left off last time in Terra Invicta as Humanity First. As we wait for our endgame drives to come online so we can take the fight to the aliens in a way that is both capable of allowing us to defend orbits and attack. Right, we've got drives that we can attack with that annoyingly right now we're trying to use for defense, but ignore that component. But we don't have drives that can both attack and defend. That's what we're trying to research right now. We're really close to it. It'll be coming up in March, so we should get it this time during this cycle of the stream. And then, well, we'll start getting the ships built with it. We're gonna refit the existing ships to really make it hum. And then the final drive is actually behind this tech here. It's these two together, which is gonna take a while because we're only making like 10k, 12k science a year. Although we'll be able to get on the offensive again, which I think will feel good. Well, offensive on places that's not Earth. We're definitely moving on Earth. Thinking about Earth, we got a couple months before it's going to start happening, but I think it is time to go through the armies, get them counseling what they're currently doing, and get them sort of piling up on the Iranian border. Because it's going to take us 2 months to get the war started. But when the war gets started, we're going to want it to be real quick. We don't want to be emulating real life, let's say. Apparently some of these guys don't even have orders. Okay, so this African army can't get out of Africa. Fair enough. They can't get out of Africa on uniforms. I don't think this one can either. Oh no, this one can. This is one of the Chinese armies. And to be fair, we're bringing more armies than we need because we want it to be quick, fast, and brutal. No point in making this a long, drawn-out war when we can basically roll into Iranian capital, head it over to the Unified Caliphate. Because the quicker we do that, the less civilians die in the process. And the less likely we lose control of the Iranian executive and someone else gets access to the nuclear button. We'd prefer if the nukes don't get launched. Of course, the Iranian armies, we are going to tell the Iranian armies to move so they're not in the way of the invasion. This is the other reason why it's going to be two months before we start the war. In fact, I should probably take the opportunity before I forget to end the Japan war before the resistance takes Japan from me.
I'm here.
What national policy thing are you doing? Or grab a unit.
At your service.
I'm not 100% sure they
make our
will stop the war in Japan. But we'd prefer if they did. Okay, everything else I think is good. Let's confirm assignments and let time pass.
Lending my expertise.
Anyway, if everything goes according to plan, we'll basically just roll into Tehran. Iran will surrender. The caliphate will grow. Oh, we got the increased yield. Nice.
Public opinion is moving in our direction. We have neutralized Turkey people.
So that means we're pretty much guaranteed, although not perfectly guaranteed, but mostly guaranteed, to get the executive. This is 20 ships. We're going to sortie Foxtrot 741, because they can arrive in enough time to save the base. Oh, we barely win the fight. So we took pretty heavy damage there. Lost 5 monitors in exchange for the entire enemy fleet. Utilize Delta V, so they got enough Delta V to get back to station. And of course we need replacements. Ship construction. These block 4s, I believe, is what we want. Because they're high Delta V. Double check. Yeah, block 4s. 6As are just gone at this point. So both those. Build 4 of those and Mercury. To replace the 4 we just lost. So in 51 days, the fleet will be back to authorized strength. Another region no longer hostile claim for the EU. Bringing down the hostile negative from 1.8 to 1.1. That must have been one of the bigger ones. Yeah, so we're almost at stability point of 5.
Mission complete.
Peace. United States will not accept. Shame.
Mission complete. Our people have taken control.
Okay, we have control of the executive there. The capital of the United States is still resistance held, yeah. I'm surprised the resistance isn't open to peace. Yeah, and they're really, if they were trying to do it, they should go straight for Osaka, I believe, it's the capital of Japan. So they're doing it the long and arduous way, which is probably not the right way to do it. But it's the AI. It does AI things.
Reporting in. Surveying target.
Your orders?
Okay,
Time
that's
to
a
make
national
our
policy
move.
there. Weirdly, we actually want to just abandon their allies. Have them abandon their allies. We're going to click through here. Any place we see allies, we're going to set them to normal. There we go. That way there's no one to come to save them when we declare on them. Because yeah, all these green ones are the ones we can add peacefully. Tel Aviv is Israel. Baku, we don't care because that's Russia. Tabriz, that's one of the ones we're conquering. Shid. Iran, so it's Iran. Iran is Iran, yeah. So the ones we can't take are the 5 Iranian ones, basically, and Israel. Peacefully. The rest we'll be able to do peacefully. So this is why we're doing the military invasion of Iran, because that gets... We're map painting. We're just map painting. I don't need to do this, really. I'm doing this because it's map painting.
Restoring order.
Acknowledged. Restoring order.
I mean, at this point, we're just going to be raising this guy's security. Go take it up to 25. Then after 25, it'll be Affluent Line, and then after that, it'll probably be Unifier. And you're saving up for Rich, which is 160. Okay, here we go. Confirm assignments, let time pass.
Lending my expertise.
And we're actually going to have Iran declare the war where they're going to lose. Because that's the way I do stuff. I think technically it's actually going to save us a couple clicks, because if you declare on someone, their allies get gold in and they can't say no. Other way around is if you declare on them, then they call their allies, the allies can say no, which means we have to do a bunch of clicks. Well, that's not good. A nuclear warhead has been detonated in the center of Paris. Loss of life is horrendous to the extreme, even more shocking because of how unexpected the attack was. Motives and origins of perpetrators remain unknown. Nuclear agencies are certain the warhead in question was one which was previously missing in the aftermath of a recent revolution in a nuclear-armed nation. We can't eliminate the suffering. Or we have a counselor with apocalyptic, so... Take massive damage. Number of loose nukes changes by -1. Public opinion boost for us around the world. Civic public opinion boost for us around the world in the EU. Organs alleviate suffering. Massive, reduce to substantial. Or massive, but get a public opinion boost. We'll do the mitigation because it's Paris. Yep, that just single-handedly destroyed 185 billion GDP. Oh, and straight up killed one of our counselors. Because one of our counselors is in Paris. Yeah, okay. I need my advisor back, apparently. Although at least that's easy to replace. That's really easy to replace. I was interested in that guy until I saw demanding. Let's not do that. You have the highest science. If project manager will help us get more, well, faster and things. Civil engineer is not bad. Admin's a little annoying, but it shouldn't be a problem. Innovative's nice. Ossiverse we can remove. Oh, you've also got demanding. I'm not sure if I can remove demanding. You know, we'll pick him up and see if we can remove demanding. It's good besides demanding. Okay, so I can remove demanding, or remove loss averse. I don't think I can remove demanding. Every time we get a critical failure, he's gonna get grumpy. You know, we'll still keep him. It'll work out. Unassigned pool. Obviously, we need to put the admin orgs on. So he has the admin to deal with all the orgs that he's about to receive. And we'll give him the science orgs. Okay, that's the minimum we need him to hold. And we'll start grabbing the things. Because he is demanding, I'm actually going to put a loyalty monitor on him, so we can actively track his current loyalty. Okay, so his resting admin should actually be 25 of 24, so he's got enough admin. Oh, we put the Mega Solution on him, so we've actually kind of signed him up for going to deal with the enemy in the end, which I suppose is fine. Sending the divisor is probably not the right person to do that, but it'll work. Yeah, that means I got 8 more points I can put on him. Okay, so we can get most of the mining ones reassigned. There we go. Do I want to give him government? Apparently I don't need to give him government because he's got everything full without government. Actually, let's give him product director. Which one? I don't need to give him the Omega solution. That puts him 23 of 24. So we give him that one. We've got almost all the mining ones put back on, except for this one. We can work with that, though. And to be fair, if we save up enough, we can pick a man. This is a source of admin, so that's probably what we're going to do. Okay, so we're going to save up on you. Hopefully, you're not at the site of the next nuclear bomb.
Surveillance complete.
Things are cooling off.
Order is returning.
The people will come to our side.
Policy direction complete.
I want you to declare war on the Kale fight. Confirm. War be declared. And because war be declared, we can tell these 17 armies all go to Duran. Myanmar just got annexed by the alien administration. That's interesting. Didn't have quite such a large list of stuff, we'd probably be declaring war on it with China. Yeah, if it didn't have such quite a large list of stuff, we'd probably declare war on it with China. Because I think China has claims on all these regions. Yeah, I don't have the greater one, so we don't actually have it on all of them yet, but...
Standing by for orders.
Standing by for orders.
19 science. We'd like more science on him, but things to do right away. So you're going to go advise.
Lending my expertise.
Ready.
I'm going to go stabilize.
We'll restore peace to this nation. Reporting in.
And then I'm going to have you go... Oh no, you can't do Inspire.
Where to? Standing by for orders.
Or can you? I'm just missing it. I don't think you can.
Where to?
You can. So you... go Inspire them, because we
I'll
know they
make
have a
sure
loyalty
they're
of
on our
1.
side.
So
Where do you
that's
need
not an acceptable level of loyalty.
Ready.
Ready for my mission. We'll restore peace to this nation.
Okay. February, so not this council cycle, but next council cycle. Okay, not online yet. That'll be in May. Okay, what do I want to do? Info, energy, materials, or military? I think we're going to do info. There we go, signed in the right one. So, that's back up to its authorized strength, which should allow
I
us to deal
believe
with
they'll
aliens
stay
if they show
loyal
up.
to the cause.
Hillfight takes control of Iran. There we go. Now that almost certainly destabilized Iran, or destabilized the Caliphate, yeah. Realistic cohesion is now 0.1. Honestly, in the meantime, while we get that fixed, we just need to focus on fixing that. Yeah, -4 from regions with hostile claims. Yeah, we need to fix that. Mitigated by low government score, which we don't have. So, we gotta fix that. We're gonna fix it the hard way, and investing as quickly as possible is the way to do it.
Offering assistance.
Basic species containment complete. Do advanced climate modeling for better environment priority.
We've got some intel on our target.
Order is returning.
Violence is abating.
Order is returning.
Standing by.
So, let's get you turning them.
I'll make an offer they can't refuse.
And we're still trying to keep you stable, which seems like a good plan. And we're
Ready
still,
for my mission.
you're still trying to inspire
Where
them.
do you need me?
And I think we're going to want to save up for Project Administrator, which is 80 XP. Gonna take a while. Protein Maneuver Torch in less than 3 days.
I think we had a breakthrough.
You're up to 5.
I will help them.
There's the Protein Maneuver Torch. And of course, we don't actually have something to follow up with that right now. I'm gonna do Dusty Plasma Radiator. And we'll swing that way around. It's 4 years for the next reactor fusion. Or next reactor, so that's gonna be a while. Good thing we don't think we need that to go forth. Classes, upgrades. Actually, first, let's let's hit upgrade here. Example transfer. I want to know how quickly our ships are traveling, hypothetically from medium to low. All right, so less than 3 hours on the existing old Vanquishers. That's sort of the speed we want. Well, not even that quick. We want them sub an hour, ideally sub 2 hours. They're faster than an hour, but less than 2, they'll probably be fine. So Demogorgon, block 3s, we're going to upgrade you. And the main upgrade here is the drive. So we're going from Triton Nova to Proteum Nova. So they're both hydrogen-based. We're actually losing the radioactive, so there's no longer going to be any reactors involved in here. And we're faster. We're, with one drive, not fast enough to go in under 2 hours. 3 drives we are. 6 drives we can do in an hour. So yeah, these can both do defense and attack. We're getting 84.6 kps. And in fact, these are the sort of drives where if you really want to go on the attack and you don't care about defensive options, skimp on the engines. Because the big thing here is, I don't think it's actually the weight of the drive, although it might be the weight of the drive. I think the radiator weight goes up. So radiators on the full-size one here are 18% of the ship. In size, they're 4% of the ship. Yeah, so it's a massive radiator swing. We are researching a better radiator, which would actually save us some weight. Save a lot of weight here. But for the moment, this is good enough. Demogorgon, block 4s. This is a valid refit, so we can take our existing ships into the shipyards and do this refit. And then we can go on the offensive. 84 kps is good enough. Perform extreme transfers, like Mercury to Saturn, is basically what it's giving us here. Right? Yeah, okay. We actually don't have any block 2s, so hide the block 2s. Same thing with the frontal block 2s, go and hide those. And then we're going to upgrade infernal block 3s. Same concept of the drive upgrade. Same logic. If we want to use them for defense and attack, we need to go the 6 engines, which does make them massive, which cuts into the cruise delta V, but we can work with that. Okay, so the fleet we have around Earth is responding to aliens. The one at... Well, the one at Mars is not. So we're going to do refit on the Mars ones. Okay, what just happened? Did a refit. Poof. Okay, somehow I just queued them all up at once. That works. They're all queued. That's fine. So in 48 days, these guys will be ready for offensive action. And we'll start doing offensive action. And probably as soon as that's done, I'm waiting just on the nobles and we'll get another fleet going. I suppose the jump here might have been actually a lot of nobles. I didn't think about what the cost difference was between the two ships. Oh, yeah. I was like, yeah, we do those upgrades. Well, as soon as those upgrades are done, we'll just build another fleet. Like, where did all my nobles go? Radiators. They went into radiators. So much radiator. Okay. So that's where the Dusty Plasma Radiator is better. It's lower weight. I think it has more nobles in it, but it's lower weight.
Person of interest surveilled.
Nope, we have a third alien fleet on the way to Diagon orbit.
We have gained an agent.
We have gained an agent.
I work for you now.
We know where more of the alien bases are. So we
Things
can
are
go base hunting
stabilized.
if we want. Maybe what I'll end up doing.
Violence is abating.
Civil defense program, population loss, and GDP damage from nuclear strikes reduced. If only we had that before, you know, Paris. Another region decolonized in Africa. Good. Taking a quick screen of things down here, see if there's anything I'm missing. Self-driving vehicles should be done. Cadre development program is more officers on our ships. Augmented learning should be done. Okay. Do self-driving cars first, because we are doing economy of priorities in places. 8% more economy is not terrible. Although I think it's added to other percent modifiers. Book burning. Step in to provide funding support for the schools and libraries. Just replace the books.
Ready for my mission.
We're still on cooldown in the McGrub unit until May. March, April, May, so 3 council cycles from here. We can add in the McGreb Union to the Caliphate. Those are the argument to go after Switzerland.
Your orders?
Ready for orders. We must persuade the people.
Ready for orders. Making our case.
What's the up?
Yeah, let's get Sweden added to
I
the
will
EU.
try to sway the public.
Which one I think the EU will actually be at full size. It's currently stable, although partially because we're currently doing unity priority, right, to keep the public order up. So it'll actually destabilize if we stop doing that, and at some point we will want to stop doing that. So we probably want to get the hostile claims to go away first. Although at that point we'll be taking away both Unity, all of Unity, all of government, free up a bunch of stuff for other stuff, which is good to know at that point.
I believe they'll stay loyal to the cause.
Offering counsel.
Things are cooling off.
Public opinion is moving in our direction.
And weirdly, when it comes to Japan, I'm actually waiting for the resistance to... If we really wanted to take it back from the resistance, we could.
We're winning their hearts.
So we're waiting for them to actually take it off of us. Because they don't want to accept peace, so the way to get peace is let them win and then take it back if I want to take it back. Okay, so there's our Climate Institutes up and running. Admin complex isn't yet. Until that's done, because I think that's going to eat
We'll be ready for new orders soon.
boost when it's done.
We've moved the needle.
Okay, Victor 970. You have someone... Yeah, I have someone translating to us. We're going to continue. Has been completed. There we go. And then we want those two to group up. Which one will be on the offensive. Not just sitting around waiting for the aliens, we'll be attacking. So, let's look at the objectives, the victory objectives. We haven't been looking at them for a while. So we need to get the 4 regions the aliens control to be no longer controlled with aliens, but otherwise that's fairly easy. In fact, I would not be surprised if Resistance does that for us. Check there, although it's getting uncomfortably close. We can keep it below 20%. Check, 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 check. The closest thing to the sun, the aliens, the servants, or the better controls, is at 4 Vesta. Low Ganymede. Ganymede. Jupiter system. Saturn's pretty big. Uranus, Neptune, and then the aliens' sort of home base area. And the aliens have 4 fleets over 4K. So, this is the last time we looked at this, like, 4 hours ago, because it would have been last stream. The aliens actually have more fleets that meet the requirement there. So the aliens are growing in strength, just now weakening attack. Oh, and it's not the aliens at Fort Vesta that are the problem, it is in fact the servants. Fort Vesta also has nobles, so I think we're going to go take that place. 21 and a bit weeks. Thinking about that, let's also quickly do an upgrade to the old... Vision platform ships. Does I have a fusion platform ship? I don't think I have a fusion platform ship. Yeah, we're going to upgrade to the vision platform ship. So upgrade that. We'll check first to see if I actually have a fusion platform. I do. So we're going to upgrade the platform, vision platform, to a fusion platform. And then we're going to upgrade the power plant. So this is not going to be a valid refit because of the power plant upgrade. And the drive upgrade. Oh, actually, apparently it was a valid upgrade. Oh no, invalid refit. Yeah. Rhodium Nova Torch. Do I want it to go faster? $17 weeks. So with the one drive on there, we're going fast enough. So we can skimp by running one engine on the one MC hull. Although we should upgrade the radiator as well. Adds a bunch more nobles, makes it faster. There we go. I'll even give it some armor, so it's not completely squishy. Still, plenty fast enough. We're going to build this, and we're actually going to set it up after the ships we just sent, so we can get a platform for refueling set up. Oh, actually, let's do a quick rename. You are no longer a fission platform, you are a fusion platform. I'll even be nice enough to give you an upgraded weapon. Not currently using the Mercury yards. Let's actually... No, I'm still going to do the Martian one. Martian L2 one. 15 days. And then it will go... In fact, actually, we probably want it to run a little bit slower because we'll get there too quickly. Don't want it there too soon.
Ready to go.
So not this cycle, but next cycle. Do the unification. Yeah. Oh no. Cycle after next. Still working down those hostile claims. I guess we have an event or something that lowered the sustainability a little bit. It'll probably recover pretty quickly. It's only 15 tons of... yeah, it'll recover pretty quickly.
Restoring order.
Acknowledged.
Okay, we're in brute force
Removing our
range.
enemies.
We're just
I'm here.
working our way into Switzerland.
Terminating the opposition.
In we go, brute
What's
force.
the op?
Where to?
Oh, you're saving it for admin, so or the administrator role. So that one needed 80 instead of 20, so we're just gonna ignore him for the moment.
Where to?
Inspiration's still working.
Reporting in.
We still haven't gotten sustainability up to 1 in China. The first bit's the hard bit. Getting from low numbers to 1 is hard. Or decimals to 1 is hard. Because going from 5 to 1, I think it's like the same as going from like 1 to 2. It's quite a bit.
I think we had a breakthrough.
Offering support.
Self-driving vehicles are done. Before any more nukes go off, let's do the nuke-related one. Civil defense programs, yeah. We have engagement. 15 versus 19. They're running for it. Okay, well, we try to chase. It's gonna take us 1.6 weeks to catch up to them. I don't think they're gonna be there in 1.6 weeks. They're gonna be done with what they're doing in less than a day. So we're gonna try, but it's pointless, I think, at this point. We're not gonna catch them. Oh, maybe they're gonna be there. We're gonna catch, although they can probably run away. Yeah. Boards transfer. They're leaving. We tried. Didn't work. That's why we need the drive upgrade. The new drive will do that. Perfectly fine. The old drive is. It might actually be worth building a new fleet for Earth defense, and actually setting this on the attack because this will just attack better. Stations can't run away. Okay, so you arrive 22nd of August. We want you to also go to Vesta and arrive on the 22nd of August. Please do not arrive early. 26th of August. Yeah, that works. 26th of August. 22nd of August. So these guys will have already mopped the place in the 4 days before it arrives, and then it'll arrive and set up the refueling station. And 6 days later, the whole shebang will be able to move on.
We've moved the needle.
Although that will probably be in the next stream when that happens.
Things are stabilizing.
Our associates are now in charge.
Oh, and that reminds me, these armies should, you know, be sent to hunt xenoforms. Not just hang out in Tehran. Your unplanned break is over. You now have work to do. Make that bread. 2% GDP
We're in
gains. That
control here.
delays the climate change negative effect by a year, basically.
Ready to go. We are taking power.
Ready to go.
For the moment, I'm actually going to assign you to advise in the Caliphate. So we
Offering
get some more
counsel.
development points there. So here we got another alien, couple alien fleets coming in, right? So one of those, that's the assault carrier. Already got a fleet ready for the assault carrier. You were the other one. So we want to send 767 to try to do intercept to that one. It's probably not going to succeed, but we're going to try. Or, well, it'll intercept. The question is, will they hang around and not run away? And seeing as this actually 36 ships might hang around, might not run away from the 15. Yeah, oh no, I got this set up right. 1st of July they arrive, and we jump them an hour and 14 afterwards. Good enough. That's what the ship can do.
I couldn't get through to them.
Oh, you actually decreased the loyalty? That's the opposite of what I
Offering
wanted.
assistance.
I will help them.
Media literacy training, knowledge and government. Government, more important, I
Public
think, knowledge
sentiment
for
is
us.
increasingly with us.
Tehran region no longer considered hostile to Caliphate control. Interesting, the first one we did was the capital of the conquered region. And that has done a lot to stabilize. That would reduce the penalty from -4 to -2.8.
Order is returning.
Yeah, so we still want it higher than that, but that's a step in the right direction. Alien administration is growing, not shrinking. This is the fact that the Resistance are invading Japan, and they're doing a really bad job
Our
of it,
people
apparently.
have taken control.
Okay, we're now full control of Switzerland. We've previously been in control of Switzerland, but it's the first time during the stream. And the first time since the EU has been the greater EU, so... it's the first time we can merge it into the EU. Now, I think it is time to do the unification here. Yes.
Acknowledged.
Where do you
So,
need
set
me?
national policy.
At your service. We'll recon the site.
And in theory, that should actually make it more stable, because I think the malice from hostile claims is proportion of hostile claims. So more friendly claims should dilute the hostile ones. You're saving up for something that costs... No, that was the next one. You just want espionage. You're saving up for 80, so we come back to you later. You're saving up for 160. And that's all the way around. Okay. And yeah, until we can get the noble cost down on our big new warships, I need to save up more nobles. This is 1.2 as ship, so we need like 12k to build a fleet. This might lower the noble cost. I don't think it does. 4.4 for the radiator. Versus, if we look at the existing radiators, it should be this type. 2.3. Yeah, so it's actually going to cause the nobles to go up. It will make the radiators smaller, but it will cost more nobles. Probably the reason I did the lithium spray one, because it would save us nobles. Although the mass savings might be notable on those bigger ships. But yeah, this is not going to save us nobles. In fact, it's going to cost us more nobles in the long run, but... short run, and make the ships fly better.
I believe they'll stay loyal to the cause.
Lending my expertise.
Offering counsel.
Okay, another hostile claim removed for the EU. Still more. We're down to 0.93. To be fair, there was a lot of hostile Russian ones, so... You've arrived at low mercury, so we're going to sortie the 15 ships. Oof, lost 5 ships again. Although that's better than losing one of the mines, so I'm on board with that. Yeah, some of our new guys don't have particularly high espionage, so they're vulnerable to having stuff stolen from them.
The people will come to our side.
Civil defense program's done. We'll do media literacy as the follow-up. More government is not going to be bad. Especially because we need that for removing those hostile claims.
Mission complete.
Unification, grab union. There we go. That raised the GDP. Got us the economy expand in the Caliphate. Yeah, it wasn't a big swig on the hostile claims. Well, in theory, we get a little more investment points, so it should clear the hostile
what we
claims a little
found.
faster. Okay, so with that, I think that's a good place to put our part break in and bring this stream to a close. 85 days, we'll be able to federate Switzerland with the EU. The EU... At this point, the EU is pretty much recovered from integrating Russia. Yeah, that's probably the best way to describe it. The EU at this point is pretty much recovered from Russia. It hasn't recovered enough that I want to take the unity off, because we're at the point where we really want to hold on to that 5 cohesion. And we might not if we take the unity off because of dropping public opinion, or I'd have to assign somebody to public opinion.
Ready.
And I'm not quite ready to do that. I want to
Standing
do more
by.
public campaigning on our counselors. Caliphate is trying to digest Iran really quickly. We've got one of the 5 regions. 5 regions? Might be 4. 2, 3, yeah, one of the 5 regions is no longer hostile claim. I think it was the biggest one too. But we still got 4 hostile claims here to clear. And yeah, when we clear those 4 hostile claims, we'll be stable again. Pretty much. China is working the environment. We're trying to get the sustainability up. Here we are... Well, at this point I basically want the... we're sitting at 9.4. But we're doing that because we've got Unity running. We'd like to have welfare to the point where we don't need to be running Unity to stay above resting point. Right, the movement to cohesion is -1. We're apparently making enough from Unity priority to keep us up, is what's going on here. So this is not necessarily sustainable as is. That's why we need to improve, well, either the economy or the welfare to lower the inequality. We're working on both. So we're waiting on the African Union to do that. Once we've kind of done both of those... Wondering what that red line is. I don't think that's... Because it's like, looks like there's a red line just crashing into the African Union. Once we've done both of those, we can probably move to start expanding the African Union again. And then China's got a lot we need to fix with it. The big one is the environment right now, so we don't have the global climate change getting worse. Speaking of global climate change, let's see how bad the change has been. Yeah, so we're down to a 1.2 parts per million increase, so it's still going up. Atmospheric methane is declining. It's good to see. Atmospheric nitrous oxide is staying stable. Yeah, so other nations are still making CO2 more than we're cleaning up with the nations that clean it up. Prevention is often better than recovery, is basically what's going on here. And we're not doing enough prevention. At least not enough to make up for everyone else. We can also look at all the nations. So let's look at our own nations first. So these are our nations. The biggest one, obviously, is China, with 1.6 billion. African Union comes in second, 1.1. These are the ones that don't have the sustainability very high, so you can probably realize where the problem is. Like, if we want it to not be worsening, we need to get those ones high. We're only really working on China at the moment. EU is at 10, although we've diverted stuff away from using it to clean up other places. The Caliphate is at 1.79. Again, we just ate Iran, so we had to divert things away. That would be another one to improve, because I think that will help. Although, again, probably not as big as China or African Union. China and African Union would be good. Japan is sitting at 9.99, but Japan's actually being invaded right now, so I'm not worried too much about that. We're going to lose control of it. And we show all the nations. We don't control the biggest nation. That is still India. India is the biggest. That's controlled by the resistance. West African Community is apparently the next biggest after the stuff we control, followed by Pakistan, Great Bantu State, and the United States of America. Some of these we're going to be looking into taking over. As we stabilize African Union and the Caliphate, we're going to try to take these three. Pakistan, West Africa, Great Bantu State. Probably through diplomacy, because we can merge them diplomatically. Although, African Union might have to do war. Depends on how quickly we can get the government up there. And then United States would be at some point I'm going to probably want to move against the resistance, and then it's India and the United States are the big ones to move against there. Although, again, I'd still probably prefer them picking on people and me not picking on them. Sustainability. Us. Switzerland, which just took over. I'm actually surprised Switzerland has as high sustainability as it does. Singapore. Uruguay. For whatever reason, they decided Uruguay needed to be a climate change master. Brunei. So this is Panama, Chile, Japan, Somtau, and then basically you go from, yeah, it's like 10s and 9s to it drops like 5 points. So most of the place is a massive polluter. No one's as bad as North Korea per GDP, but most of the places are below 1. And then places that aren't below 1 are mostly between 1 and like 3. It's actually unusual if you're above 3. Although we've tried to push for our stuff to be above 3. And our stuff is doing pretty good, excluding China and African Union, but we want to work on those. Whereas most of the world's pretty bad. And that's what's going on with climate change, right? It's we're not cleaning up enough to make up for everyone else. And we're still emitting ourselves, technically, I suppose, with China and the African Union. We have the most public opinion around the world, with the resistance in second. That's how we would like it. Yep. Prospecting-wise, at some point I'm going to have to go take over more nobles. I think that's the thing holding us back right now, is not enough nobles. Let's look at fleet strength to round out the end of the stream here. So we're up at 5.8. Just short of 6. Or 5.8 thousand, just short of 6,000. I think the resistance are probably the next biggest, 2.6. Yeah, they're the next biggest. Fleet power-wise. And then the aliens are big. 65,000. That puts them about 10 times our strength. Although, I think that's what they need to sort of resist us, right? They're going to be fighting for everything all the way up as we work our way out of the system. And at this point, we're actually attacking. We're going to be slow attacking right now because we don't have enough nobles. Because, yeah, we're looking at a fleet every 3 years. Now, if everything goes according to plan, we're never going to lose a fleet. But we're looking at a fleet every 3 years. We've got one basically stuck defending Earth. And then we got one on the attack. We'll see how things go. I may actually take some of the defense fleets and push them to the attack, and then replace them with the fleets that we're building. Because the old dreadnoughts have the range to attack. This one apparently doesn't. What's wrong with you? Whereas, no, this is the really, really old one. Yeah, these guys aren't attacking. The newer Martian one and the old Earth one can probably go on the attack because they've got decent range. Ignore this one because it's got the Vanquishers in it right now. I don't have 2 batches of missiles there. But yeah, these guys, you can see they've got hundreds of Delta V. Like, they can go on the attack, just they don't have the speed to chase the aliens, right? So if we're going after bases, they can go on the attack. So we might push them onto the attack just to tap more alien forces. But yeah, I think we're moving to the attack. We got plenty of water and volatiles, so we're not worried about running out of fuel. Not worried about running out of metal. We don't really need radioactives very much anymore because we're on fusion at this point. The nobles are what's going to sting going forward. Although 4 years we get the next drive, and this will drop the nobles on the radiators by a factor of 10. So this is actually a big noble saving tech. This one right here. We're going to have to rebuild all the ships when we go to the Protium Converter Torch, but even before we go to the Protium Converter Torch, this can save us a bunch of nobles because it's going to save us on radiator sides. The radiators are the main contributor to the noble increase recently. But yeah, that's the state of the run. If you're watching on YouTube, there probably will be a part up tomorrow. We're currently recorded 2 parts ahead if we were doing a 4-part, 4-game, 4-night stream schedule. With previous night's stream being Planet Crafter. Planet Crafter we finished, and because I've got an upcoming wedding I'm going to be traveling to, I'm going to drop from 4 games to 3 games. I'm not going to drop the recording length. So we're going to still be recording 4 parts every night, just instead of cycling every 4 days, it'll be every 3 days. So I'll be getting progressively farther and farther ahead. So you're watching this on YouTube, I should probably at this point be recorded 3 more days ahead. In fact, probably 4 more days ahead, because we'll probably already record the next session, which will be another 4 parts, effectively. Yeah, that maths out. So if you're watching this on YouTube, there should be another part recorded for you tomorrow, and if you can't wait for the part tomorrow, you can probably sneak over to Twitch and watch the Twitch VOD. If you're watching this on Twitch, the upcoming schedule is such that tomorrow will be Darkest Dungeon. Yeah, tomorrow will be Darkest Dungeon. The day after that will be Songs of Six. The day after that, which is only 3 days from now, will be Terra Invicta. I'll go update the schedule on Twitch as soon as the stream is done. But that's what it'll be. In fact, the only thing I need to actually change in the schedule is the dates, and swap Planet Crafter out because Planet Crafter is done. But yeah, so if you're watching this on YouTube, this would be the bit that goes live, I believe, on next... Is it Friday? No, I think this is Saturday. I think this is the one that goes live on next Saturday. So all that should have been recorded in your past. And in fact, it might be at the point where all of that plus the next stuff has been recorded by the time you're hearing this. So if you can't wait for the next thing in any of your series, feel free to hop over to Twitch. Just a reminder, I'm streaming this live to Twitch under the username Wilcol, and uploading the local recordings to YouTube under the username Wilcol100. If you're watching live on Twitch and you want a comment responded to, now's probably the last opportunity to get a comment in while I'm still paying attention to the chat to try to respond to it before the stream comes down. If you're watching later on the Twitch VOD, feel free to hop over to the YouTube channel, leave comments over there. Or if you're watching on YouTube, obviously leave comments on YouTube. I do try to respond to all the comments on YouTube. YouTube handles asynchronous commenting a lot better than Twitch does. So if you want a comment responded to and we're not currently streaming the game, feel free to hop over to YouTube and leave the comments over there. And with that, I'm going to wish you all the best of luck and a good time. Catch you all in the next part and or stream, and bye for now.